and a rainbow color hair.
Okay.
You're wearing the skinny legs. Like that shit just doesn't go by me. This 2018 fashion, I'm just not into it. I think he's a clown. His music, you can't understand him. If you're gonna make music and create, music, make sure people could hear you and make sure that people know what you're saying. I don't know. My kids love it. I'm not a big fan of him at all.
They love it.
Yes.
That's what I'm kind of saying right now, right? Like, whether you think his music is good or not, these young kids out here are fucking with this kid, and they're fucking with him tough.
Right.
And he's also got a pretty famous Colorado fan. I don't know if you guys seen on Facebook lately, but he might be the next person in the Black Widow's web that is Selena Powell.
I heard
she be FaceTiming him.
She's pregnant by the guy.
She can't be pregnant twice. She hasn't even had her first baby.
I was like, she ain't even dropped the other one.
Yeah, she ain't pregnant yet.
From the looks of that screenshot, I think it was Photoshop.
You
yes,
think?
definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You could have been.
Yeah, that
He did
was
look hella surprised. I think it was like a 3 a.m. FaceTime. He answered it and was like, "What the fuck?" And she like took a screenshot right away. And then he was like, "No," click, hung up. But she got the screenshot.
She's
before
riding
he hung
his
up.
dick pretty hard. She's like, "Oh, he's."
That's what she does.
This is true. Kendrick, what you think of him, dog? You fuck with him or not?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I always, even there's artists like music I don't like, but like I always respect the hustle, the grind. I don't know what he did here to get there, per se, besides, I guess, being a little catchy. He has some things that are like catchy as far as for tone-wise. Like when you looking deeper into like music,
Right.
and why he is where he's at is because he's either a part of a trend or he's really creating and mastering a new trending wave that people may be like, hey, it's a small baby wave. It's not even gonna wash over.
Right.
Like Gucci. Gucci was a tsunami that washed an entire nation of a change of how they rap. You know what I'm saying? And having that type of influence. This, I don't even know why he made it. Like, it's whack. But he has good beat selection.
Okay. I know you guys ain't fucking with him too tough. The only reason why I think Homeboy's semi-popular is because
the attention.
rap has gotten so global and it reaches every single corner of the U.S. It does not matter where you live, what your class is, what your parents do for a living. Rap is everywhere.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of angry, white, suburban kids that want to be hip-hop. Whether it be they want to be black or they just want to be down with hip-hop. They want to rock a grill. They want to do the whole thing. This guy, I think he speaks to them. And when you hear this song, these white boys get hella hyped and they all about it. And I think that's why he's getting so many views.
Facts.
But at the same time, I know a lot of people look at him and say, this is even worse than the Lil Uzi Verts and 21 Savages and that whole wave, right? Like, this is even worse than these guys. Hip-hop is just getting further and further away from what it used to be.
Definitely.
You guys are down with the, you know what I'm saying, the newer school versions and stuff. I mean, obviously you guys appreciate what hip-hop was and where it started, but at the same time, you guys are still part of the younger crowd. You guys are in the clubs. You guys know what's popping. You know what the DJs need to put on to get the dance floor packed with the new shit. You guys knowing that, do you think that somebody like this is taking hip-hop in a completely wrong direction?
Definitely.
I wouldn't say yeah, but I wouldn't say no. When it comes to like mumble rap and all this new age music, because I'm a 90s baby.
Okay.
My favorite rappers are E40 and Too Short and
Right,
Snoop and all of them. It's like they took the rhythm and the poetry out of hip-hop, so now all you got is a chorus and a beat, and that's just pop music.
Right.
Okay. What about you, Dante? What you think, man? I mean,
people just want to dance and move, man. People don't listen anymore.
Right.
Like, they just want to feel. Like, if you
what the
can
beat's
feel
like,
beat,
what's the hook like, right?
Yeah. Honestly, people don't even listen to the hooks, really. It's the beat.
That's true.
Like, the beat is, the producers are saving artists' lives. Shout out to these producers, man. Because Tekashi sucks. His producers are amazing. The beats are
Definitely,
dope.
I agree
That's
with
what
that.
people feel when they listen to Tekashi. He's basically, what is that? He grew up on what? Punk metal music?
Yeah.
Like, that's why he screams all the time when he fucking raps.
Yeah.
So it's not for me, but shout out to his beats.
For me, I'm like I said, I've done some research on the kid. I'm starting to kind of, at least try to get familiar with him because he is getting somewhat of a buzz. And the thing that was like, I was like, oh man, come on, dude, he's Latino.
Yes.
So he's from the Bronx.
He's not even a white boy. I thought he was a white boy.
But he's
and
Latino,
not.
and I'm like, come on,
No,
dude.
I knew what I knew he was Latino as soon as I seen him. I said, but then the throwback pictures, I said,
Yeah, for sure. Well, the
sense.
name kind of threw me off because I was like, Tekashi, is that like Japanese? What's going on here?
Yeah.
It's a different
But then,
culture.
his music videos, the Gummo video that he did with all the Bloods and like that crazy, yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Listen, I'm not into this. I'm not into the gang shit. I'm obviously not from New York or Cali. So for YG and Game to call him a fake blood, maybe he is, maybe he ain't.
But he was on the Breakfast.
He's a New York blood.
He was at the Breakfast Club,
Right.
and he pulled out. There was some Bloods that was with him,
Right.
and they were behind him and supporting him and saying
paid.
he. But once again, I think he was paid, and I think he's paying them for protection, and he brings some money to that gang. I think that's just my opinion.
The one thing the one thing I can say about him is he's not backing down.
Right.
I don't see him backing down in the media when they ask him questions. He's coming out and saying like, yo, like these guys are, what I'm saying, they're trying to ride my wave or whatever. He shot right back at the game. It was on social media, which seems to be the thing now.
Right.
No one gets on wax anymore, but you know what I mean? Like he shot right back at him. So it's not like Lil Xan where he got caught by some high school kids and they was like, yo, you don't like Tupac, we gonna fuck you up. He calls the cops, he gets them to escort him to his car. He ain't doing that, at least.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if he's a real blood. I don't necessarily know if he's about that life. But I will give him credit that he's not running in these interviews and he's not, ignoring people like the Game and YG when they saying shit about him. He's saying stuff back.
Right,
Now,
but he's paying for protection. Well, I would be
Right.
talking shit if I had a whole crew, protecting me. I'd be talking shit too. So I just think he's a clown. I think he's a puppet in the industry. I
Okay.
think he's a part of the Illuminati, and he's just part of the puppet little game. That's just
So-
my
The
opinion.
6'9" everywhere on his body either.
Yeah, that's a
Shit's
little.
crazy.
I mean, yeah, it is. So people up in the Spreaker chat, man, they going in on this.
Who's trying to 69 that little clown? You know what I'm saying? Like he rainbow looking. You know what I'm saying? He's just making hip hop look like a clown. He's being sarcastic about it. I think so. I don't really like the dude.
All right. So Haas saying he promotes false hip hop.
Yes.
Ray saying straight clown. He's a real studio gangster.
He said, "Fuck that puto." Ray said.
Trina's saying he sucks. His music is horrible. This generation is sorry. Damn shame. I can say, lick my ass. And I pop pills. And I have a badass beat and I make a hit song. So she's kind of agreeing with you guys. I'm saying it's not about the music anymore. They're taking the poetry out of hip hop. It's do you have a dope beat and do you have a nice little hook? If you do, then it's money. Or do you have Bruno Mars on your song? If you got Bruno Mars on your song, the shit's a hit.
I'm going. For
Hanzo's
Bruno
saying
Mars.
6ix9ine got his days numbered. There are a lot of people that are feeling like, yo, this dude's gonna get caught up and he's gonna get fucking slept. Right. So it's a very real possibility. If you really run around claiming this blood shit and this gang stuff,
somebody gonna test.
Someone
your
gonna
G.
test you, bro.
Yes.
Somebody gonna test your
So
G.
be careful where you're going. I guess what you're doing.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't necessarily have a problem with the kid. I'm not a huge fan of his music, but I understand why people are fucking with it. This Billy song, like if I listen to it enough, I'm kind of like, okay.
Oh, wow,
okay.
Well, yeah, that's automatic with the music, man.
But
Beats.
this is the kind of music that is like, some Lil Jon shit, right?
Okay.
Like it wasn't
Times
like when you
10, yeah.
first heard some Lil Jon, it had a real nice beat. But they wasn't saying shit. Lil Jon's like, okay. And you're like, okay, this is absolutely saying nothing. But goddamn it, if it doesn't make me bounce or want to get up in the club and punch someone in the head.
Right.
And that's kind of what this Billy song
And
right here,
Pastor Troy, yeah.
if they played this shit in the club, I might get into some shit. I might punch somebody just for no reason because it's one of those songs that get you pumped up enough.
I've seen parties shut down because of Tekashi 6ix9ine. They play his second verse. It's like, bro, with Tekashi first verse,
Yeah.
maybe like the chorus. You get to that second verse, most people are fighting. Mm-hmm. Most people.
Wow.
I posted a meme the other day, actually about a week ago, but it was like, when the DJ is tired, wants to go home,
Yeah.
he got a playlist of what he's going to play to start a fight so the club gets shut down and he can get off early.
Right,
And that's
right.
some real shit. And honestly, some of Tekashi 6ix9ine's music might get added to that. You know what I mean? Play a little Bia Bia, and you know what I'm saying? Knuck if you buck. You know what I mean? Some head busters and some Billy by Tekashi 6ix9ine. Bam! We off.
Club's over.
Meet me at Denny's at midnight, son. We out of here. Promoter, give me my money. This is not my fault. These people fought.
Control your crowd, man.
Not my fault.
Right.
Oh, shit.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with the kid. Like I said, it
But
seems
he's
like the
pushing
popular
numbers
thing
and
is
streams. He said he got like 5 platinum songs or something.
Well, here's the thing. The more people hate on him, the more people talk about it, the more people are going to want to be like, well, what is this? Let me hit play on his videos. Let me hit play on his SoundCloud or whatever. So his numbers are going to keep going up regardless of whether it's Game dissing him or not. And we all know that. That's a tactic back in the day that Kanye and the Game, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Nas, they all used to do.
And then kick it with each other.
Start a beef, right? Put out a diss song right before your album drop. Boom.
Numbers growing.
And that's kind of what this is doing right now. So if Game really wants to shut him down, then show the fuck up. Punch him in the head and get it on video.
Hell yeah, I want to see
go
that.
back to 90s rap so bad.
Oh, I trust me, man.
50 ended Ja Rule.
I would love that.
That would be great.
That was real.
Well, we talked about it, when the show first started, over 2 years ago. But we talked about beefs and how it didn't used to be like that. And I got excited for a minute because I thought it was coming back when Meek Mill and Drake was going at each other. No. And the last thing, and I realize that's not Pac and Big, or that's not, Cube and NWA type beef.
Right.
But at the same, the last person you expected was light-skinned singing ass Drake to get in the booth, and he got in the booth.
Right.
You can't be mad at it, regardless of whether you like the song, the diss track or not. Homeboy got in the booth and said, "I'm about this battle shit, fuck Meek Mill," and they got to respect him for that. So I got excited because I thought he was going back to it, but it never did.
Right.
Now it's all social media memes and finding old pictures of you at prom and shit. It's all bad. That's why I don't beef with nobody, man, because I got a lot of old pictures that got me looking goofy as fuck. So I don't need nobody digging, Googling DINGS&COS and pulling up some pictures that are all bad.
You could inbox them to me to DJ
Nah,
Battle.
don't do that either. All right, real quick, man, let's talk about it. 4th episode, Big Pac Unsolved on USA every single Tuesday night. So for y'all that don't watch the show or have not had a chance to, it's not so much about their lives, but it's about the murders and these cops trying to figure out who did it and if
who was involved,
who it's a conspiracy or whatever. The same people that made the OJ trial stuff that was on FX made this, so they're shooting it from the view of the police. It kind of goes back and forth. It flashes back to Big and Pac when they were friends before the beef happened. It flashes back to their actual murders. And then it flashes back to when the LAPD was originally investigating it. And now it's 10 years later. These cops have they're bringing up the case back up again, trying to figure out, was it a hit? Was it, Crips versus Bloods? Was it East Coast versus West Coast? Or, was it a cover-up? Was it the feds? Was it the cops? So it's getting into the episode 4, and it's getting crazier and crazier because they are starting to uncover more and more things that are wrong with the LAPD and them being involved.
They're giving names. They're giving the cops' names and NYPD's names and all the robberies that were involved with it. They're getting a lot into detail.
Right.
A lot.
I like it because it is fictional. No, nonfiction. It's nonfictional. It's real shit.
Right.
Like they bringing up real names. These are real people. These are real suspects that have been investigated before.
They're going to the jails and prisons. They're talking to the guys doing time on other cases, asking them. 10 years later, they're going back, and some people are talking now.
It's a reacted documentary because, like I said, all the people that are in the show, they're actors, but they're portraying real people that really got questioned, that were really investigating it, so on and so forth. There are some corny parts, especially when they flash all the way back to when Pac and Big were still alive.
Right.
I don't really like the people that they picked to play each of them.
Exactly.
And the real shitty thing about the show is they didn't get the rights to their music. So there is no Pac or Big
their
music
music's not in it.
being played.
Yeah.
So if they're rapping, it's like they're doing like a freestyle or something, and it's not really their music.
Yeah.
It's kind
of tacky.
That's the one part that I really, really don't like about it, is that they didn't spend the money or go to the right people, get the rights to it to play Big and Pac's
that's
music.
a big part of it. Their
Yeah,
actual
it really was.
music. And
but at the same time, I understand where the show's coming from because they're not. This isn't a documentary about their lives or their music. It's about the murder and who did it.
Right.
So I kind of understand.
Kinda makes sense, but at least at the credits, bro.
It will not only that, but like if you're gonna show scenes or whatever of Pac and Big, be able